Go ahead.
First, could you just tell us a little bit more about why this cause is near and dear to you?
Well, I got involved with sponsoring a team that was associated with the MS Society about 4 years ago. They were looking for a title sponsor for a team that was already sponsored by MS. And once I got involved with the MS Society, I just really loved their energy. I loved what they were about. I loved their mission. And I'm constantly getting requests from different organizations, very worthy requests to help out. And I wanted to focus my energy in one place. And there are lots of very happy to be a part of it. Very happy to be a part of their energy organization.
What would you say has been the toughest part of this journey so far?
Toughest part of the journey? Well, there's no doubt that the physical part of this is tough. I got sick in Nebraska. There was a virus going around, and I just happened to get it. It knocked me out, and I was having to get on a bike and ride 100 miles when I felt like I couldn't even walk across the other side of the room. And I did that for about 3 days until I finally decided to go to the hospital and get some saline and get a drip, and it was the best move I ever made. It helped me out, but I really was suffering for a few days there. I thought I might have to reprint the t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt, an official ride t-shirt, and it has all the cities and the dates, and I thought, after I was feeling so bad, I thought maybe I'm going to have to reprint this t-shirt.
What do you think about stopping in some of the smaller cities like Fort Wayne? What do you think about your welcome?
Well, I think what's great about going to a smaller community like Fort Wayne is that you know, the bigger cities, something like this can sort of get swallowed up with everything else that's going on in a big city. When you come to a smaller town, there's more of a close-knit community, and so people kind of know what's going on. And us coming through is, thankfully, big news in some of the small communities. And we have a live tracking device that's in our van, and people are literally running out of their homes as we're traveling across the country, and with their computers, saying, "Oh, look, there you are on the computer, and there you are," and they're really connecting with this ride. So I love that people feel comfortable enough to sort of walk out and say, "Hey, Phil," you know, on a very personal level.
Aside from the sickness and a sore thumb, how have the 31 days been on the road here?
The 31 days have been quite extraordinary. It's hard to describe what it's like to do something like this. I was actually annoying myself. I was sick of hearing my own voice talk about how I was going to bike across America. I felt like I needed to just get out there and do it. And there's so many things that can and could go wrong that I started to get a little anxious about just getting out there and doing it. You know, the weather could go wrong, and God forbid I should fall down or something like that. So it's every day there's been something new and exciting. There's some new thing that's happened. We've met some new inspirational person, and that is what's really driven me. And knowing that we're actually really raising some real money on this trip makes it all worthwhile. It really does.
Aside from raising that $1 million, this is my last question for you. What's the main thing that you hope to accomplish with this trip? Is really raising awareness about MS?
Well, I mean, I guess the real philanthropic aspect of this is to get out there and create awareness for MS and to raise some serious money for MS. That's really, in terms of giving back to others, that's what this is all about. We're also out here to encourage people to watch Amazing Race. You know, we love the show. There's lots of fans who come out to support us. We've just got picked up for season 15, and so we're excited about that. Amazing Race is all about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, and that's a lot about what my whole personal philosophy is about. The book I wrote, No Opportunity Wasted, is about writing a list of the things you want to do in your life, and this is one of the things I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that's monumental like this physically, and so I'm pushing that philosophy. I love bike riding, so I'm pushing the bike riding aspect. I think there's a lot more people that can get on a bicycle and make use of a bicycle. And you know, I applaud the mayor here for making sure that there are pathways and that people are starting to think about how to encourage people to get on a bicycle. It's good for the waistline, good for the wallet. It makes a lot of sense, right? And then I also have this food product, which is being sold at GNC, and it's something that I really believe in, so I'm pushing that. That's the fuel for my ride.
Could you say hi to Joe and Becky, my mom and dad? They watch the show every day.
Joe and Becky?
Yeah.
Joe and Becky, where are they?
They're in Dayton, Ohio.
Joe and Becky in Dayton, Ohio. It's Phil Keoghan here from The Amazing Race. I just wanted to say hello. Your son forced me to say hello to you, actually. No. But I'm glad to hear you watch The Amazing Race. Too bad you couldn't be here. It's a beautiful sunny day. But if you had your bicycles and you were here, you could come out and ride with me. You could ride with me all the way to New York if you wanted to. Me and the bike riding?
Not so much. My dad's more of a runner.
You'd be very proud of your son today. He's well dressed. He's nicely groomed. Shoes look good. He's showered. His hair's groomed. He's got a good pedicure, manicure. Well, I can't see the pedicure, but the manicure looks good, and he looks good. You should be proud of your son. Son number one.
Do you think that after some of the struggles you've gone through, being sick and all that, that it makes you connect to some of the participants in your program when they're going through some of the struggle? I mean, can you relate now to what they're going through?
Well, I relate less with what they're going through, with what Amazing Races are going through, or what people go through with MS, to be honest with you. You know, there's nothing that they do on Amazing Race that the average person couldn't do. But the whole point is to push people outside their comfort zone on Amazing Race. That's what we get people to do, but it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I think what is more extraordinary is you know, somebody like Michael, who got up out of bed for the first time in 6 months and came out to say hello to us, and you know, who lives with the disease every day. That's, to me, you know, and it just so happened that the day that Michael turned up to talk to me, having got out of bed for the first time in 6 months, I was feeling like I couldn't even throw my leg over the bike. You know, I mean, I was just that tired and exhausted. But all day, as I was riding my bike, I kept thinking about him, and that to me is what I've connected with more. Is if people feel like that every day living with MS, then you've got to find some kind of cure for the disease. I mean, it's just absolutely cruel. And for those of us who are blessed with moving and blessed with energy and all this potential energy, you know, my real goal is to encourage people not to waste what they have and start focusing on what they do have as opposed to what they don't have. Start focusing on what they can do as opposed to what they can't do. And it's all about perspective, isn't it? Right? When you realize what some people are struggling with, no matter how bad you have it, there's always somebody who's worse off. And sometimes doing something like this that really pushes you outside your comfort zone just reminds you of that. And I've been reminded of it. Every day I've been reminded of it.
All right, guys, you gotta get